You've worked hard to build a life for your family, but here's what I see far too often. Someone creates a will in their 40s or 50s, then they tuck it away in a drawer and never think about it again. Fast forward to retirement and their will is hopelessly out of date, leaving their family with court battles, unnecessary taxes, and decisions that don't reflect their real wishes. By the time most people realize, it's too late to fix. That's why updating your will before age 65 is one of the smartest and most loving things you can do for the people you care about. Hi, I'm Mark Wisniewski, president of Southern Incomes. I help retirees and business owners protect their wealth, reduce their taxes, and create a legacy that their family won't have to fight over. In this video, I'll show you why age 65 is such an important milestone for your estate plan and what to include when updating your will so your loved ones are going to be protected. If you find this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more retirement and legacy planning insights. 1. Why update your will before 65? Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you reviewed your will? For most people, it's been decades. Maybe you drafted it in your 40s when your kids were young and your finances were a lot simpler. Then you tucked it away in a drawer thinking, at least I have something in place. But here's the hard truth. Life doesn't stand still, and neither should your estate plan. By the time you hit your 60s, so much can change. You might have welcomed grandchildren or even great-grandchildren into your family. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or remarried, creating a blended family. Or you've acquired significant new assets like a vacation property, investment accounts, or a business that you built and now sold. And there's another factor many people overlook. Tax laws and probate rules change over time. The strategies that worked 5 or 10 years ago may no longer protect your family today. Here's a story to illustrate the danger. A couple came to me after the husband's father passed away at 71. The father had written a will decades earlier when his kids were teenagers. He never updated it. By the time he passed, one of his named beneficiaries had already predeceased him. And get this, his executor, which was his younger brother, was no longer living. Worse, he left a large portion of his estate to his grandchildren without setting up a trust, not realizing they were still minors. The result, that family spent more than a year tied up in probate court, and it burned through tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees, and they just suffered through family disputes that could have been completely avoided. Age 65 is a natural milestone. As you transition towards retirement, it's the perfect time to make your estate plan reflect your current life and the legacy that you want to leave. 2. Add or update these key elements. Updating your will isn't just about deciding who gets the house or the family heirlooms. A modern estate plan accounts for the reality of today's world. Here's what you need to consider. A trusted executor. This is the person responsible for carrying out your wishes and managing your estate when you're gone. So make sure it's someone who's reliable, and consider naming a backup in case your first choice can't serve. Guardianship instructions. If you still have dependents, or even if you're helping raise grandchildren, it's critical to name a guardian. Otherwise, the courts could end up deciding who's going to take care of them. Powers of attorney and healthcare directives. These aren't technically part of a will, but they're essential. If you become incapacitated, these are the documents that allow someone you trust to make financial and medical decisions on your behalf. Without them, your family could face lengthy and expensive proceedings just to manage your care. Digital assets. Let's face it, so much of our lives now are online. Bank accounts, photos, emails, and even cryptocurrency. Your plan should include instructions for accessing these digital assets. Beneficiary designations. Here's a detail that surprises many people. Retirement accounts, life insurance policies, and even some investment accounts do not follow the instructions in your will. They go directly to the beneficiaries listed on those accounts. That means means if your will says one thing, your assets could pass to an ex-spouse or someone you didn't intend if you forgot to update these designations. Here's an example. A woman in her 60s remarried but never updated her 401k beneficiary. When she passed away unexpectedly, get this, her ex-husband, still listed on the account, received the entire balance. Her current husband and kids had no legal claim to it. Do not let this happen to your family. 3. Consider setting up a trust. For many families, a simple will isn't enough anymore. If you want to avoid probate, keep your affairs private, or protect your heirs from creditors, a revocable living trust can be a smart addition to your estate plan. Here's how it works. You transfer your assets into a trust while you're alive, but you still have full control over them. When you pass away, the trust distributes those assets according to your instructions without involving probate court. Why is this important? Probate can take months and sometimes years and eat 3 to 5% of your estate in court legal fees. A trust bypasses that process entirely, allowing your loved ones to access what you've left them quickly and privately. Here's a real-world example. A retired couple owned property in 3 different states. Without a trust, their children would have had to have gone to 3 separate states to execute the probate proceedings after they passed away. That's a recipe for stress and unnecessary expense. By setting up a living trust, the couple ensured that all the assets would transfer seamlessly to their children without the courts getting involved. Trusts are also valuable if you want to leave money in stages, like paying for a grandchild's college education or their first home. You have a child with special needs. You want to protect an inheritance from being lost in a divorce or squandered through poor financial decisions. 4. Work with an estate planning professional. Estate planning is not something to leave to chance or to an online template. Every state has its own laws about wills, probate, and of course taxes. And the truth is, most families don't realize their plan was flawed until it's too late to fix it. An experienced estate attorney can help you avoid those common mistakes like forgetting to update beneficiaries. Understand how tax laws impact your legacy. Create a plan that reflects your values and family dynamics. This is not about money. It is about giving your loved ones clarity and peace of mind during what will already be an emotional and difficult time. You've worked your entire life to build something worth passing along. Let's face it, you've spent decades saving, investing, and providing for your family. But here's the reality. If your will is not updated, or you don't even have one at all, everything you've worked for could be left in limbo. I've seen it happen too many times. Families get stuck in probate court paying unnecessary legal fees and taxes. Children and grandchildren are left confused or even in conflict because the instructions weren't clear. It can get bad. Once we saw siblings refusing to let each other attend a relative's funeral. It does not have to be that way. Updating your will is one of the most important and one of the most loving things you could do for the people you care about. It ensures your wishes are honored, your legacy is protected, and your family is spared unnecessary stress at an already difficult time. The best time to update your will was yesterday. The second best time is today. If you're approaching retirement and want to make sure your estate plan reflects your wishes, protects your family, and preserves your legacy, book a call with me using a link in the description. We'll help you create a plan that gives you and your loved ones peace of mind for years to come.